guys, happy video day. So for today's video, I wanted to sit here and talk to you guys about a few makeup products that just finished releasing that I am definitely not going to buy, and I don't think I'm going to get suckered into buying these products. And I'm saying that because I just feel like there's so many releases, and sometimes I feel like these brands are just dropping so much stuff back to back to back to back that I'm just like, I'm putting like a little, you know what I mean, and being like, hold on a second. Do I need you? Or are you just making me want you? And there's some of these items that I just feel like these brands are just really making me want, and some of them might not even work good for me. So we're gonna get into those items right now, and I wanna know what you guys' thoughts are too. So if you guys are new to the channel, I'm Christina Brooke, and this is the Glam Ranch. If you guys like makeup, hit the subscribe button, because you know, if you don't, you probably are never gonna see my channel again. And if you like the channel, hit the little notification bell too, so that my videos come up when they come out. But anyways, so let's get right into it. Okay, so the first thing that I want to talk to you guys about is a big one. This is one that I have gone back and forth and back and forth and back and forth with, and that is the Natasha Denona Tan Blush and Glow palette that just finished coming out. And I see so many reviews on this already, and it's so funny to me, guys, because so I did purchase the Natasha Denona Bloom palette, and I was not the biggest fan of it. Now the quality is there, it's just for my skin tone, I just felt like it was just a little bit too much. Now the blush, you had to use so little product in order for the blush to like even look good on my type of skin tone, that I almost felt like it was an exaggeration of too little. So I was kind of like, I don't know, this is just not working for me. And I love the colors in the palette, I just felt like that blush was just way too dark. So at the end I was kind of like, I don't know, it's not my favorite. So I was crossing my fingers that she was going to come out with another palette, and I was hoping that I was going to be closer to like the Daria palette that she had released, and I was like, please, please, please. When I saw it released and it was going to be like this tan palette, I was like, okay, it's just not a palette made for my skin tone. That's fine, you know, there might be another one released later. But then I started seeing that she continued to advertise it as a universal palette, that everybody can use it, and I was looking at it going, I don't know, can I use it? And I honestly started turning from my initial thought of, well, this is going to be too dark for my skin tone, and I don't really know how I'm going to be able to use this properly, because it might look like a bronzer on me, but I just didn't know if it was like the color bronzer that I would like, you know what I mean? Like a universal bronzer is very difficult, because everybody's undertone is different, their skin tone is different. That's why bronzers usually have different shades of bronzers so that you get that perfect undertone. So to be able to buy a palette and just say that a lot of different skin tones are going to be able to use this as a bronzer is just like, I'm not sure, you know, like I don't know, is that going to be that perfect tone? And I was kind of hesitant on it, and I started thinking I was gonna buy it. I even put it up on my Insta stories and asked you guys if you guys were interested in me purchasing it, because I started falling into like, okay, well, it will work, it will work. And then I also saw that the highlighter, the Super Beam or whatever it's called, was a little bit on the yellowy side, which I was like, well, that would definitely work for darker skin tones than myself. But at the end of the day, I ended up just kind of being smart and waiting, and I said, I'm not gonna try to be like on top of this, I'm gonna wait. And I'm happy I did, because some of the reviews that are coming out, I can see this is not gonna work for me. The bronzer looks like it is not bronze enough for my skin tone. Like it doesn't have like that orangey ash color that I like. It has more of a rose tint to it, and I don't really love that. And I know that it wasn't supposed to be a bronzer, it's supposed to be a blush, but it just didn't look, from what I have seen so far, like a product that I'm going to fall in love with. I also saw some lighter skin tone people putting on the highlighter, and I can see a little bit of a glare when they turn their face, like a little bit of a line, like almost like it's too dark for them, you know what I'm saying? And that's just not where I'm going for $55. So I'm super happy I ended up passing on this product, and I encourage you guys to, if you think something's really cool that's coming out but you feel like it might not work for you, sit back and wait a little bit, because it might actually not work for you. All right, so let's talk about another product. So this is a product from Anastasia that they're coming out with, and it's called the Shimmer Body Oil. Very reminiscent to me of what Huda Beauty is coming out with, as well as Fenty. And I'm looking at the package and at all of the advertisements and everything, and they kind of get me like, ooh, I want it. I know I don't like body oils because I live in a place that's really hot, and body oils would just like literally scorch me and make me like super, super tan. Do you know what I mean? Just like walking around, I feel like it's going to attract the sun. So I'm like, I don't know. Do I want this? But seeing like the advertisements and the glisteniness, it's just like it makes you like really want it. I was looking at it and I was like, do I want this? Maybe I do. But at the end of the day, I'm going to put the brakes on this one too, because when I'm looking at it, it does look like it's going to have a very glistening look to it. I personally just can't have those glistening looks all the time. That's like a nighttime thing for me. And right now I'm not like going out all the time at night and stuff. So it's just not something that I'm probably going to use that often. And like even like the oils and stuff to put them on my body, like I have a toddler, to walk around full of oil is just not convenient at all. I mean, she's going to be like full of like glitter and oil, you know? So I just don't think that this is a product that's aimed for me. And like when you see the people talking about it and everything, you're like, ooh, I kind of want it. But I think the smart thing to do with this one too is put the brakes and not pick this one up. So I'm not going to be getting this one either. So this is another product that's releasing from Lawless. So this is going to be a highlighter from them. And I am so on the fence. I kind of told you guys this in virtual window shopping. It looks like a really cool product, but I just bought the morning after concealer and had to return it because I didn't like it. Like, it was very strange, and then I found out later that they were saying that the formula, that was the correct formula. It was supposed to look like that. It's supposed to look dried out. It's supposed to feel that way, and I just can't get over how strange that whole narrative was, because the first time I used it, it just felt dry, and I could see that maybe somehow this was the formula, maybe. But when I went to go use it again a few days later, when I pulled out the thing, it was very like clumpy, but like clumpy to the fact that almost like when things dry together and they become like little balls. And I was like, wait, this can't be. Like, this is just too weird. So I ended up returning the product, and I was like, I'm not going to keep a product for so much money that just is weird. So I went online and I started seeing the Sephora had horrible ratings for the product. So many people returning it. I went on the Lawless Instagram and I saw so many people complaining about the concealer, but a lot of the response from the company was just like, yes, that's the way it is, but that's the way it is. And I don't believe that it works. You know, like, and a lot of people don't agree that it works. I'm sure there's people out there that love it, but it's just, universally, there was a very negative response to this concealer. And so now when I go onto the Lawless website and I see that the concealer is gone, like it's not even on the website. I also go to Sephora and Sephora's not carrying it anymore. And then all of a sudden it just like disappears from everywhere. Like the concealer has disappeared. I didn't see any like announcement from anybody saying that there was a problem with the concealer or why the concealer was pulled, or I just feel like it was very strange how it all happened and how the thing just like disappeared. Like, how about the people who purchased it and don't want to return it? Like, now they're like, hello, what happened to my concealer? I just think it's a very strange scenario, and the way that nothing was really addressed kind of like got me a little like, what the heck? You know, I'm a big supporter of that brand, and everything about it was like so intriguing, but then that transparency between the customer and, you know, the brand was kind of gone, and I don't know what happened there. So because of that, even though this highlighter looks so interesting, I'm kind of like, okay, but if it's a dud, I don't know if I'm gonna find out it was a dud or if it's just gonna disappear. So I'm just like a little bit, I guess I feel like a little bit like, huh. So that's probably why I'm probably not going to pick up this highlighter, even though I really wanted to. I need to see a little bit more. Do you know what I'm saying? A little bit more communication and a little bit more, like, we're in the age now that everything is so public, you know, that I think the smart thing for them to have done was pull the concealer. I would have done 100% the same thing. So I don't know what happened there, but it was just kind of strange. So That's why I'm not going to be picking up the highlighter. So this is a product from Huda Beauty or Huda Beauty that just released, and I was really interested in it when I first heard about it, and it's called the Tantour like bronzer sculptor or whatever, and I really was interested in this product. I was looking at it, I was like, well, maybe I'm going to buy it, and even though I've seen some pretty positive reviews about it, when I've seen it kind of like blending on people's faces, it has not blended the way that I like my contours to blend on other people. Cream contours from KKW Beauty. This is the stick that they came out with. This is so good. It blends so amazing. It's a really nice color. And when I was looking at the colors available in the Huda Beauty one, there was not a color similar to this one. And also, I just didn't like the blend as much on some people. I almost felt like some people looked a little bit muddy. Now, granted, that just could have been the colors. It could be like the way this people's skin tone worked with the colors. It could be the lights that they had. But I almost felt like, why am I gonna buy a product that I feel like there's a chance isn't gonna work for me, and I have a product that I'm loving so much right now? So I decided at the end that I wasn't gonna pick this up. I saw it. I actually saw it. I was thinking about it. I really was gonna buy it. Like, this was like one that I was like, yes, I'm getting you. And then I just said, you know what? No, I'm not gonna get it. I feel like the hype of it was starting to really get to me, and I really kind of wanted it because of the hype behind it. And then I just pulled the brakes and said, you don't really need it. You like what you have, just stick to that. All right, guys, and the last thing that I'm gonna tell you guys about is the Urban Decay Game of Thrones collection palette. So this was one that I actually wanted to pick up because I love Game of Thrones and I thought it was such a great show. Now it's over, but I actually really wanted to buy it, but I ended up deciding that I was gonna pull the brakes on this one too, because the colors in the palette were so pretty, but the box that it comes in was just so gimmicky and weird, and you had to pay so much money to have like this box. What am I gonna do with a box of a throne? You know what I mean? Like, even though I like the whole show, I just didn't understand why they just didn't make this in like a plastic container that you could just keep. The colors were so pretty. It was going to be a great palette in my opinion. It looked like it was really pretty, but I just did not like the layout of it. And I feel like it was kind of like being kind of like marketed a little bit on the high side for what you were getting. And I just ended up saying, I'm pulling the brakes on this one too. I still think the colors are pretty, and I think that people who bought it like it, but what are you gonna do with that huge box? Like, where am I gonna put this huge box? You know? So those are all the items I decided not to pick up just recently, that just recently released, and yeah, now you guys know why. But anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye!